when they enter an organization as an intern,
They grow.
And they get a corner office on the 4th floor where wadosi wanaketingi. And it's amazing. It's good. You have the history of the company and everything. But
if that gives you joy, do it. But some of us really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you figure that out once you're there.
Yes.
For me, for the longest time, I wanted to work in the UN. Welcome back to the Bold Path podcast, where we lean into inspiring stories of entrepreneurs. I am your host, Lucy Wanjiko Jenga. Today we are joined by yet another amazing entrepreneur. And Maggie is that person who talks to you and you feel like you're in the center of the world. If anything, I think you could be gravity. I've been receiving praise since I've met her. And I'm so happy for you to get to meet her and to listen to her journey, you and me both, because I feel it's a really inspiring one. Hi, Maggie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, Maggie. It's an honor to have you. Please tell us who you are.
Okay, my name is Margaret Muthui or Maggie. I'm the founder of Fine World Insurance Agency and Consultancy. I love teaching on finance and sales. That's why it's an agency. And it's an amazing opportunity to be here. I know you've hosted amazing people here. So this is a one in a lifetime kind of opportunity to be here.
So happy to have you. Thank you for making the time.
You're welcome.
I was thinking of you and thinking of insurance and wondering to myself, mostly when you think of insurance companies, and I don't know if that's probably a notion because we don't know so much about insurance, you think of big organizations, the ones you're always seeing on billboards, like Kina Jubilee, Kina Nani. How did you even get there as young as you are, thinking to yourself, mi hata nitafungua kampuni insurance. Sitakuwa tu agent or one of the big companies, I'll open mine. What was going through your head? Is it that you love insurance so much?
As a matter of fact, I hated insurance. I thought insurance ni hawezi. But I have a background in actuarial science. I did a Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science in Jomo Kenyatta. And that ushered me to a world which I wasn't so sure about, of insurance. And anytime I would go looking for work after campus, I had to explain what actuarial science was all about, and people was like, is it architecture? Why are you here? And I had to explain, oh yeah, when we finish, we normally work in an insurance company to measure risks and to do projections, and we have done a lot of accounting, so I can become your accountant in this company. And it really wore me down because I wasn't so sure whether I wanted to be in the industry until later in life. When I was turning 33, I went for a vacation at Dar es Salaam. And as I was in a far land away from home without my mom's knowledge, I thought about risks and the fact that I didn't have an insurance, medical insurance, and being away from home in case anything would have happened, then it would have meant that I'm left to fate or to just God to take care of me. Most of us live just by faith, which is good. But if we're able to plan ahead and plan for risks, then that would be a really good idea. So when I came back from Nyali, I used to stay at Nyali, came back to Nairobi. One of my classmates back then from campus invited me to do her hair. And as we were speaking, she asked me, she just planted an idea that I was good with people. I love people. I love talking to people. And she planted an idea other than just getting an insurance for myself and probably planning for retirement, that is pension, then I could be an advisor and open an insurance agency so that I can help many people. So I would say I never anticipated it. And this was like 7 years after campus. And I had never thought of being in the space. So I'm happy to be back. Anytime I go for high-end meetings, and I have to pull the fact that I have actuarial science and people have to listen. So I really love the fact that it is a hard course. God gave me the grace to do it and to finish and to hitimu because I have the paper, and that legitimized my my existence in the company, in the industry. And people get to listen because it's not just someone who is hustling track or trying to make a living. It's someone who has had another life and now they have come back to the industry and they are thinking, I have something to give to people. So that is how the journey has been so far. I'm in my 3rd year running the company, and it's been an amazing journey, I would say.
It's a bold path.
It is. And especially when you're starting, it's difficult, I would say. And it translates to any business.
That's true.
When you're starting, you're trying to make networks, trying to make sales, and you're everything. You are the accountant, you're the salesperson, you're almost everything. And but with time, the company or the business compounds, and you get benefits of that compounding.
And I can't wait for us to get into that, especially that part of compounding. I'm wondering, you know, sometimes we are asked, are leaders made or are they built? And I think it also goes for entrepreneurs. Do you think entrepreneurs are made or they are built?
That's a really good question. My take would be anyone can. It just takes the guts to go for it. For me, I was sacked from one of the international companies right here, and I had to rethink employment. And thank God I had a break of several years to just rethink whether I wanted to rejoin employment or the workforce. Let me call it a workforce because sometimes you never get to think much, or to just be a freelance. And by the grace of God, he gave me a skill during Corona of making sister locks, and it gave me a lot of freedom to just do house calls. Mtu amefanya actuarial science. So just do house calls, get to meet high-end ladies. I thank God for that, because I met ladies who could cough 20K, 15K to just make their hair. And I had free mentorship as I made money. And it really helped me to have a different understanding of the world and of myself. And yeah.
And you know why I'm asking if entrepreneurs are built?
Yes.
Because I know we know where we are coming from, and I would want us to get into that a bit, so that people don't think or perceive that it's because you probably had it handed over to you, so that's why it was easier for you, because you're thinking actuarial science, probably she went to a really awesome school, that's why. So already you've said, entrepreneurs just as leaders. Yes, you can be born with it, and the born part is the charisma, where you probably don't. That's actually a personality trait.
Yes.
It's not even that you are born with it. It's just a personality you have taken, probably to interact with people, and doesn't mean just because you don't talk all the time with people doesn't mean you don't have charisma. Probably sometimes it's just your aura. Even when you don't speak, like you get into a room and you demand the room. So that's really what we say born with. Or probably resources and contacts. That's the born part.
Yes.
The built part is where you decide an idea and you actualize that idea.
Sure.
For you to actualize this idea, is it that you saw entrepreneurship in your community? Is it you saw in your household? Because that's where it starts. Did you see it there, or where did entrepreneurship even come in for you to even think? And probably we're not calling it entrepreneurship. We used to call it business or biashara.
Yes.
Where did you see it? When did this start for you?
Yeah. So with I've come from a family which is largely into business. And I know Lucy from way back, and it's been an amazing journey to just see the author and what the Lord has made you to become right now. And born in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu, Burnt Forests, and we had to come to Nairobi with nothing because of the political skirmishes we had. And we came to Nairobi with nothing, and we had to be at the mercies of family members. And for me, when I think even about finances or entrepreneurship, it was quite confusing because we had a rich family member, actually a billionaire in the family, yet we were poor. We were in the slums. But during Christmas, you're ferried to pengine Kileleshwa or those places to...
Because there are billions of their billions. They're not your billions.
They're not. Yeah, and it was quite confusing for sure when growing up. But looking back, I can see how organizations...
Which slum is this that you guys were living in?
This was in Korogosho. Coach. And partly in Kariobangi, which is just adjacent. And one of the family member owned the land, which he allowed us to tilt. So I grew up in a family where the produce from the shamba we had to sell, and I loved it. I loved selling milk and delivering and getting the money and doing the business. And also, maybe I can mention this as the family member. That was Kirima. And he was an entrepreneur, and he helped the whole family because any cousin who was jobless, they would be absorbed in the building, because he built almost everywhere. So they would be brought in, taught a skill, either painting or laying bricks. And right now they are able to do it and to have their own hustles out of that extension of grace. Because right now, at Lucy, how many of your family members have you been able to come alongside?
Yeah.
So that presented a unique exposure for me. And being in the slum, one of the beauties, I know probably for you don't know the beauties, but for me, there are so many NGOs in the slum. So if you want to learn computer skills, there's an NGO which is sponsoring that. So I got to experience such, and I grew up in compassion. Because I was 6 years old and at the right age to be taken in. And through that, I went through a leadership course. And such exposures also created unique experiences for me. But at the bottom of my heart, I wanted to make change and to create platforms and opportunities for people. Because I've been mentored. Everything we have, it comes from all these other people. Yeah, maybe a good word from one person. So we are not self-made. Even the people who say they are self-made. And time and opportunities happen to everyone. Yeah, so that is what the scripture says. We have 24 hours in a day. But how we use the 24 hours is up to you. It's up to us. I love Elon Musk and how he says if he has a 10-year plan, he can squeeze it into 6 months and see how any those goals, whether they can be achieved in 6 months because time expands. If I am pushing things aside, they can take a whole year, something which should have taken a day to be achieved. So yeah.
So having people who are doing business and seeing business working and being home helping with the entrepreneurial, activities that are happening in the home, you getting that feel of you exchange a good for money, and also the skills you are getting in your community in coach, all compounded. Like the compounding started way back. That you were around 6 years when you were doing the selling. You already know how to sell.
And to engage customers and to give change, because that is a big part of business. I remember when I was so young, my mom had traveled, and at that time we had a yard. We were selling firewood, and there was this lady who came, who I knew she was smelling fish. She was like frying fish. That was her business, and she handed me a fake 200 bob, and I was young, but the color was like this must be something which is... And I gave change and she went away. But when my mom came several days later, I told her, you see this 200 I was given by a certain lady, and she had come for the first time to buy firewood, and I was like, apana, this one? And true to the fact, it was fake. And we went there, we went looking for her, and we were able to find her and to get the right note.
You are so smart.
So the business, I love the business part. I didn't know how to be employed, unfortunately, because people make a fortune even through employment. And to my eyes, probably, being employed is easier because you're certain of an income at the end of 28 days minus the holidays and the weekends, and you don't have to think through so many things. I didn't know how to do that. That's why I've just been employed for 3 years, and I worked for, I think, 4 or 5 companies.
This wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy, and I knew I have to take the risk because running a business is taking a risk. You're taking a risk of knowing you don't have a stream of income, a certain stream of income, and you're taking... It's an uncertainty, basically, and I knew.
And also you're not guaranteed of anything. You're not guaranteed that you umefungua insurance company, watu watakuja. No, you're not guaranteed.
And you work day and night and weekends. So when you take a holiday, you take a good holiday, and you want to be away from work completely.
I love that. And being employed only for 3 years, were you even employed in the finance world, or you were already doing accounting in these places where you were employed?
So for two places I worked as an accountant, and I didn't like it that much because it didn't involve so much of... I think being in the where things happen, Like being in an NGO where people are going out to see the projects and everything, that would have excited me the most than being the one who is chasing the impressed and writing people checks that they can go out. Yeah, so
you're already a salesperson because since you were young, that's where you thrive at.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And actual science also was because you were good in maths.
Yes. So
and sometimes we think maths people wanapendanga kukaa nyuma ya nyuma ya vitabu wakiangalia ama nyuma ya computer. But it's not always the case as you're showing us.
For sure. And we shouldn't be enslaved with what we've studied.
Yes.
It's just it shows that you can actually learn something else and make a difference.
You can sit in a class, in classes
and follow instructions.
And respect authority because you would have been, expelled or in the time of expulsion. Yes, you'd have been expelled.
Yes.
So it just shows like you can work with people around you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it should not be one thing that nasomea nini, nataka kufanya nini, because I think also all our guests here have showed that or have said, especially the ones who are a bit older in their 40s, like it doesn't mean what you started out doing is what you have to do adile usikutazea kama uta-retire. Like you don't close yourself.
Exactly.
And you said it again.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now you're employed for 3 years. You are finding this is not your thing kabisa.
Yes.
You're missing the fun of being out there.
Yes.
How is that when you start making hair? Or how does that even work after leaving work?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, sorry, let me backtrack a bit. When I was done with campus, it was difficult to get a job. But the first job I got was in a marketing company.
Okay.
So it was fun and amazing. It was amazing kabisa because we dealt with FMCGs, the fast moving commercial goods. Kina Weetabix, Omo, Unilever, Nini. And it was really good because it entailed recruiting brand ambassadors, placing them in outlets, and checking what they are doing on a day-to-day basis and writing reports to the client. So it was not one thing. And at the end, I had to do reports and also pay them, do a payroll. So it was a cycle, nothing which is repeating, because being in a big enterprise, if you're an accountant who is doing payables, it's just paying, and you don't see the bigger picture of the business. So that aspect was amazing. And then I worked as production manager at Expose Limited, and it was amazing dealing with creatives, DJs and technicians and we were actualizing concepts like the stage concepts, seeing that the lighting was good and the sound and everything, and everyone is comfortable during the event. So that was amazing. And then I entered into the boring part of accounting and then sacked after several months. So it was really, it exposed me. And one thing, being dyslexic, it helps me to have the grit, like the GRIT of pushing. And it's God-given, and I'm able to take risks somehow better than most people
are doing.
So I didn't really feel like I needed to be like any other person, because I knew for sure from when I was young that I was different and probably an outlier. Okay, outlier is a math term. So when you're drawing like a graph and population iko hivi, dots ziko hivi, so you have to find the line of best fit ili inaenda hivi. So kale kako huku mbali na hii line, that is an outlier. And sometimes some of us are an outlier, and you can tell.
Yeah.
And every other person in the family don't know that you don't fit somehow.
Or maybe they do, they just don't know where to place you.
Exactly. So you have to find yourself.
Yes.
So I taking that detour from employment and not being able to send out any CV, and just asking God to help me figure out life. It really freed me from a system, because you can be in a system, and some people are happy to be in the system, and as probably men, they are happy to be in a system whereby when they enter an organization as an intern,
They grow
and they get a corner office on the 4th floor where wadosi wanaketingi. And it's amazing, it's good, you have the history of the company and everything. But
if that gives you joy, do it. But some of us really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you figure that out once you're there.
Yes.
For me, for the longest time, I wanted to work in the UN.
Okay.
And I didn't even know how, because I didn't even have good school background. I got my degree very late, and it was self-sponsored and all that. And then I got in, and I was like, I'm in the non-profit world, but I think there's somewhere where I am meant to serve, and I don't think it's this behind this bureaucracy.
There you go.
Yeah.
When I did that transition to accounting, because I was like, I need something which is aligning with my big degree, landed into accounting department, and I'm from Expos Limited, where life happens and you create things.
Every day is a new day. You don't do the same thing again.
Big events, Concours de Lagons, and all these other events.
Yeah.
And here you come and you're told how to staple, how to file. Oh my goodness. It takes life away from you. And you're like,
and it works, because for them it works. You have so many offices, you need some sort of structure. It helps, because there's a place I went and I was given a whole, I don't know what they call it, like the way we do things here, like SOPs, I don't know what they're called. And this is how we write. This is the numerical whatever we use. We use Cambria, what? Calibri light, not Calibri, just not just Calibri light. This is for word processing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I'm thinking, wow, you put this in a book, and it feels good because it's a structured way. I even use it now because I don't know, people actually think there's an order to that.
Yeah.
But it does choke you if that's not your space.
Yes. You wonder, when will I make the real change? When will I be in a program where I'm going out and meeting people and seeing...
And talking to people and touching lives that you're saying you're touching.
Exactly. And there's some who thrive.
Yes.
As like the writing system and everything that you have explained. Yeah. And the filing and seeing things are done in a certain way. There are people who thrive in that, and that is God-given. I think also in our society.
There's a guest here who came and said, I think it's our last guest, who talked on self-awareness. Yes. Our first two guests for this season, they talked on self-awareness. I think that is the thing that's the blessing you can give yourself. Yes. If you know who you are and you don't go back and wonder, shida yangu wa nini? Kwa nini sikaangi mahali kazi for long? Yes. Kwa nini spendi? You start wondering, you start demeaning yourself, then you miss out on who you are. Because also our challenges show us who we are. Yeah, sure. They're not just there for you to see the gaps. Yeah. They are there to show you these are your gaps, because this is not your environment. So you saw that gap and realized this is not my environment.
Yeah. We normally have, I think most people have scarcity mentality. And that is what eats our society, whereby we see, this is the in thing. everyone has to do AI or become data analytic. That is the in thing right now.
Yeah.
And every other person wants to do that. And without thinking, so what do I have naturally that I do without even thinking? And it helps another person. So starting from there, that's when now we can see probably you can become the best DJ. And you can make money doing literally anything. But in our society, because of that scarcity mentality, the Kikuyu, we are all Kikuyus, the Kikuyu mentality of having a wholesale which has cereals and sufurias and everything under one roof, we miss out on having laser sharp focus on anything. And maybe we can learn from the Indians when they sell probably glass, the window glass or anything. You'll go to that shop and have every kind of thickness you want for that. And they have specialized. And every other person knows that, and anyway, these are the guys. They are the OGs in this area. You mentioned one Kikuyu who has specialized in one thing. Pengine Mwindi Muusi, the one who has supermarkets around.
Yeah.
But we are so confused as a society, and because of the hustle mentality, which cripples us to see the geniusness. Because you can be genius when you're a generalist. You can't be everywhere. Yeah, we have to find a niche.
It stretches you very thin.
Exactly. So finding a niche, having a certain skill set in that area. I loved your previous speaker.
The character coach.
No, the one who was the cartographer.
Yes, cartographer. Yes. She's also the character coach.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why you had a lot of character development being spoken about. Yeah.
Yes. Because that is a niche area. And we need people who can do that.
Yeah.
We need people who are in the tourism industry who will bring a lot of expose and exposure in that industry and make Kenya a good place to come and visit. There are so many, like I was in Taita for a hike. And it's beautiful. It has the best hills. But have you ever heard of Taita Hills? Anyone here? Ati unaweza kenda hike. We just hear of Ngong.
Yes.
Or Longonot.
Yes.
But Taita, we don't hear it. So it's just picking about the niche and dying on that hill, whatever it is. And I love Gen Zs, how they have, they'll bring an overhaul in every sector. And I love that. And they question stuff and they make us think. And I can see good changes in every industry. Hiyo ujinga itaisha. Ile ya kukuwa generalist and everything. Because they are true to themselves. They are true to what they love and treasure. So God will just bless that path. And I can see good stuff coming out of there.
You questioned yourself. You realized this is not the space. I probably there are people who love this, but it's not what I want. And what happens next after you realize no? You said you got fired.
Yes.
Was it that you didn't follow the filing or what?
Well,
on the stapler, we staple 5 centimeters.
Exactly. So I think also being employed is a skill. You have to learn. I think later when I was fired, I listened to an interview where Polycarp Gave, the best governor, although he'd never made it, he was having an interview, and he, of course, I knew that he had been in different forums, companies, head of companies as CEO, and he was saying something to do with bringing value to the company. like if you're paid this much, you should think through the business that you're bringing like 10 times what they are giving you, because they have overheads, they have bills to pay and all these other things. But when we are employed, some of us grumble and complain without necessarily thinking. It took someone to start this business and to take the risk so that I can see all this cash flow coming without necessarily thinking. Probably this person had to take a loan to set it up and everything. So I think also, pengine ni ujinga, I wasn't able to survive in that space, because it's a space where people can grow. And it's a skill, knowing what to say at what time.
I love that.
And actually even what politics to engage in, because companies have politics.
Because not all of them are bad. There are others that put you in the right place, with the right people.
Exactly. And it sets you up, like some companies grow people to an extent of paying for your courses and everything. It's not all bad and gloomy being employed. And there's also that aspect of entrepreneurship, whereby if you have an idea, tabling that idea and bringing value, just seeing how to bring 10x of what you're earning or your take home. So right now, in the Hinge site, when I have people I work with, I have to change their mindset to thinking this is not all gloomy and bad, that you're here or you have another hustle and you feel like they wanna kunyonya damu, because that is how we feel all the time. Yet it took someone to set up, like last season I had an intern who could swim, and he's a good swimmer and a coach. And I had to bring sense of the business, like this person has to maintain that pool, and their low season, like we had a very cold 3 months in Nairobi. So it means they were not making money, but the maintenance of the place had to take place. So the cash flow is not coming.
It's not as it used to be.
Exactly. So getting a good idea, or getting just an idea of how a business runs, and the expenses and the income, and the many years this entrepreneur didn't receive a paycheck because they risked it all to pay workers and every other person, and they paid themselves last. You have to appreciate that as well. So I think the idea is, if you're an entrepreneur, what is your attitude about the change you're fighting so hard to bring in people's lives? Because you don't sell things to yourself, you sell to people. And you have that idea of, I'm selling this because I believe it's good quality and it will be lasting or something of that sort to these people. So just having a good understanding of business, of finances, really helps someone to actually just set someone free, either when you're employed or when you're an entrepreneur.
I love that you've brought that element of entrepreneurship is a skill. Yes, it's a skill you develop, but also being employed is a skill. Being a good employee is not something you're born with. It's something you develop.
Yes.
And that's what a skill is, something you develop over time. I love that. And also you brought something that I don't think we've spoken about here. We've not had a guest who says they're an intrapreneur. So intrapreneur being that, it's a term I learned sometime back, like a month or like 3 months or so. And I didn't know that existed. If your organization or company allows you to bring your ideas and implement them within the company or within the organization, then you are an entrepreneur. So it has created that element for you to thrive in this.
Exactly.
You don't have to go and start. Just bring the idea and we figure out how it connects to everything we have.
Yes.
And how it can be expounded.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. And most, maybe I can add this. Some of us got into employment with fear.
Yes.
Like you're given an email and you think, oh, even using probably this Wi-Fi, they will spy in my life. And it's all fear. And it's, fear doesn't bring the best in us. So even in platforms where you can thrive and grow, because of fear, it inhibits that growth and that thriving. And you feel, oh, I have to be really careful. I know there are places which are very toxic. We can't rule out that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
and they just because you have bills or you have loans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Walk us through how you are making hair, and a friend just says, you want what? You want insurance, you want pension. But then you look like someone who can do that. You're good with people. Is this something you can do? Do you now go and research, or you had an element of understanding how to do that? Or what happens next? How do you even start? Like, walk us through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the backstory, I know we had a conversation before this. The backstory of that was I lived in Mombasa and I needed to transition back to Nairobi. And I had started a company already called Mumtaz Accountancy. Oh dear. So I was coming to do accounting. I don't like accounting that much, but I had started a company which was to help people do the accounting.
Yeah.
And I wasn't so sure about it. I had already registered and done the name search and everything. So when I came to Nairobi, one of my former classmates, my best friend called Winfrey, she called me to do her hair. Actually, nilifika leo, the next day she called me. So I went to make her hair, the sister locks. And as I was making her hair, I shared my fears. Like I need a medical cover and also plan my retirement. And as the stories progressed, she told me, by the way, you can actually start an insurance agency because you're really good with people. And true to the fact, I love people and I love connecting with people. So it sounded like a very good opportunity to jump into it. So I came out of that place convinced that I needed to do a change of name to the already existing name, now to be an insurance agency. And by the grace of God, the name which was captured was the name of my sister's company. I tried several times to do the name search, and every other time I would be told, this name has someone. I did that for like 3 times. And the 4th time, Fineworld Insurance Agency came through, and I was able to register it, and now to start selling. And 2 months into the agency life.
No, wait.
Okay. There you go.
Had you worked in a company where you were doing insurance?
No.
This is the first time.
Yes.
You're coming into contact with this.
Yes.
By the time you're doing this name search, what is going on in your mind? Where are you thinking you'll get customers? Are you not doubting yourself? Are you not wondering how people do this? Who are you talking to about all this? Who is even inspiring you? Like you're making it sound like it's easy, but it's not, because this is an idea. You've not seen anyone do it. Yeah. It's not like nilikuwa nimeandikwa Jubilee nikaamua sasa naweza anza pia mimi kitu kama hii.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think I move by faith and conviction. If I see something which makes sense, I want to become my first client when I'm doing anything. So, that really helps me not to give fake kind of sounding advice to my clients. So if I've tested something, I'll tell you with assurance that indeed this is it, and the risk profile of this investment is this much. So I'm always the first one. So because I knew I'll be my first client, then I needed an agency so that I can start it as a business. Yeah, so I think that was the conviction I had.
Where would you get, you will be your first customer. Where are you getting the second and the third? How long will we eat the money you're bringing in?
I still did hair, but not aggressively.
Okay.
So I would have like a client or two in a week. So the rest of the time I'm actually learning, because part of being in this financial field, we do a lot of learning. There's a lot we learn every day. There are trainings, there are seminars, there are new products which have been launched. And for us to be able to sell, the self-interest of the insurance companies to use agents to go and sell, because some places they might not reach, but an agent can reach. Yeah? So they have to empower these foot soldiers. So because I needed to understand the product and consume, then it gave me a bit of assurance that I'll make it somehow. Yeah, and people will buy.
I love that. Yes. Okay, good. Awesome. So you do the name search, you find World is there, it's yours. Yeah. You are your first customer.
Yes.
Maybe I'm asking this because I'm not quite certain of how an agency works, especially if it's an insurance agency. Yes. Probably you can walk us through that and the services that you are giving. Yeah.
Okay. So in a nutshell, we say we do risk and investment advisory.
Okay.
So other than just selling, because you can sell if you don't understand what you're buying, and insurance is a I wouldn't call it a difficult product. It's an essential product which you feel you need it when you really need it. When you're in a hospital and you're told you need a surgery, that's when uko zile za makosa ni yangu sikuchukua insurance. Yeah. So because of that, just getting to understand the product, exclusions, what is being covered, then it becomes easier to explain to us, to someone, and then convince them to buy, or not even push so much, because when they need it or when they see their friend had that product and it has helped the family, then they'll be like, oh, I saw someone at AR hospital and the insurance paid for everything. Able tell me about what I can buy. So because of that, it's a intricate product. Same to investment products. Watu wanajua MMF, but when you ask them how money is made or interest is earned through whatever investment route they've taken, they are not quite sure what it is all about. So it's upon us to educate.
Okay.
So part of what we do is doing a lot of education so that people can buy with knowledge and that they can trust your word. And so I knew it will take time for that trust to be built. And having mentors in the industry who have been there for many years, more than 10 years, and seeing the amount of success they've had in the industry, then it gave me so much hope that if I'm trustworthy enough, if I learn enough, and if I push enough, then it will make it easier for people to trust and to buy.
Okay. I got life insurance because of this lady. Now I've forgotten her. Lex something. I'm so sorry, dear. Oh, I've forgotten her. And it's because of her continuously saying it that it sounded like a must have. And built the trust because you understand this, then you've made me understand it, so I get to buy it. In our head we're not thinking I'm not thinking. You as an agency, you give both investment and also you help with risk. So isn't it may click? This is actually what you're saying. If I want to invest, where do I put my money? You are there to advise me. And this is why you put this money here. Now I get it. And if I'm, because money comes with risk, and that risk could be health, could be where you put it, could be, all manner of risk, then we help with that risk. Wow, can't believe it has taken me this long. Good, now we get in and it's 2 months. What happens at the second month?
So I started out selling life insurance. And selling life insurance is hard.
Because we don't know what it is.
Exactly.
It sounds very white. Life insurance. What is that? Why do I even need it?
Because we don't think of risks as much. As in, we absorb risk in our society. That's why the borders which are driving around, no one wears helmets. Or the percentage of people who do like the gears are just a few fraction, probably 5%. So as a society, we don't value life that much, kind of. So that's why we are like, okay, we are susceptible to any risk, and we leave it to God.
All the time. God is tired.
So when you think about your life, which is priceless, and the fact that probably you're starting out a new family and you have a baby, and thinking probably something might happen and you leave this baby behind, and you don't want to leave. We've come from a very hard life, and you don't want your baby to go through the same kind of
it would be such a disgrace.
I know. Yes, I know. And probably to go back to my life, living burnt forest, we lost everything. Everything was just burnt to ashes. And we had tractors. We were farmers, actually.
The trauma is immense. Even you absorbing the trauma of your parents.
And you leave such a place. You've lost everything. And of course, my dad had a big tract of land, and part of it had trees. And that was like our education policy. Because ati tukimaliza, you can cut down the trees and use that money to finance the education. But again, he dies, and one of my stepbrothers decide, trees, cut down, pocket the money. So the children are left with nothing.
It was not insurance. It was not risk-proof.
Exactly. So if he had a life insurance, and then would have taken advantage of his death, because money is paid probably in a month's time after his death, and you have liquid cash, because you need liquid cash before you offset a land. It's crazy. As an asset. Oh my God. You'll have to use Optiven. Kina Lucy. There's a friend of mine called Lucy at home. So that they can actually fast track that process.
And also for them, it still takes time.
And
you need money.
You need money. And being a widow, it creeps you, because you're like, okay, there's taking care of the children and looking for a job. At that time, my mom didn't have a job, and she had to do what she had to do to feed us. and to take us to school. So it's difficult, and don't want cycles of poverty to be repeated. So if you want liquid cash, leaving behind cash, I think we become selfish when we think, oh, I'm taking this product and it will help.
I won't eat it.
Yes.
It won't benefit me.
Exactly.
And probably we'll talk about that later on,
Yes.
especially how you, because I just realized actually you can take a loan against it.
Yes.
I didn't even know that exists. Okay, we can talk about it later. But you're bringing out a very important element, and I think everyone who even starts out selling insurance or selling life insurance, life policy,
yes,
you call it?
It's life insurance.
Life insurance. Okay. It's because of something you've experienced. Like the lady I bought from, because her husband died and left her with 2 kids, and they were in their 30s. I was thinking to myself, my God, you mean in my 30s? Like something like this can happen? Because you never think death.
Is she from Mombasa?
No. She's maybe. Her name is very Mombasa.
She has sister locs?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know her?
She's Marianne.
Yes. Of the other name, probably the one I know. A very difficult name.
Yes.
So that's the name I think I'm thinking.
Yes.
And she's very vocal online.
On social media, yes.
So that's why you start. We can see now why you started with life insurance, and you had a story to back it up. Like if this was brought to our family, it would have really helped us. Would have not, because you're coming from a place where you have everything, trees and everything, and you're coming to Koch. If you've not been to Koch or you don't know how a slums looks like, you probably won't understand. But it's not the best place you'd want for your children, even for your mom. I can imagine it was so much for her.
So much trauma.
Yeah.
But I also remember at some point, because now another thing I need to back up my my saying that I benefited being in the slum, because for her, I remember her just mentioning in one of our conversations that some people from Faulu Bank came and talked to them as well, mama, and to encourage them to open bank accounts. And she learned so much from that one training on financial literacy. And of course, she didn't open an account, but she got something from that. And I bless her because of just trying out things on her own. And she's my biggest hero, I would say. But if we had something to cushion the family, then it would have brought so much dignity to the family. Another aspect of life and its eventualities and whatever happens is on. I mentioned Kirima and the sagas we've seen on the TV about the land and everything. There's a product called family trusts. In Europe and other countries, if you get to a certain position whereby you're controlling a lot of, you've become an institution because of how much you own.
And also I love that Marianne says you don't even have to wait to kuwe na mapesa mingi. Yes.
Family trust is important because a lot of money are being contested in the courts, and it's not helping the families, and it cripples the family. It's a blessing you have money, but it becomes kind of curse.
If not well managed.
Yes. So I felt I needed to be in the space, learn all these products, see what products make sense, and some of them which don't make sense because their businesses as well. So just absorbing that information so that we can be able to help our clients and to help ourselves. Yeah, so that would be so good.
Who was that mentor that you can probably attribute your growth to or your knowledge in this? Because I believe working with someone is part of our growth. Like you're saying, no one makes themselves. We just like saying that, but no one really makes themselves.
It's true.
Who is that person for you that worked with you during that time?
Yeah. So this is my third year into the business. So after the second month of selling life insurance, I met this guy who had 34 years experience in the financial industry as a whole, because he at some point he did offshore investments.
Okay.
Where you invest in other instruments which are outside the country. So he had a vast knowledge, starting from when he was 19. He started selling insurance when he was 19.
Wow.
So for 34 years, he had a very wide experience.
There's nothing new.
We partnered. Sorry?
There was nothing new for him.
Yeah. Yes. And he's seen it all. When you mention probably this is a new person who has come and they're doing this and that, and he can bring a list of where he has worked, what he did, and we can't trust this person probably because of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And he had things to back up with. And I learned so many things from such a partnership. For 7 months I was with him. And we did a lot of trainings, based titanium and all these other places. And it was God sent, I would say. I learned quite a lot. And it helped me to fast track my my authority in the industry, because without knowledge, you are not able to command respect.
If I may ask, the other challenge that young people find because now you're talking to young entrepreneurs, you know the value of mentorship. You probably see someone who you'd want them to mentor you,
For sure.
but then you don't know how to go about it. Did he reach out to you? Did you reach out to him? How did you do it for you to get someone who was 34 years, ana hata time yako? You're thinking in your head, mambo yake ni mingi sana, I don't want to add to this plate. How did you go about it for you?
So he would always say, those who make it in life have 3 things. There is consistency. You have to do it over and over again. Oh gosh, I've forgotten the second one. But the third one, showing up. And you have to show up. So whenever you show up, because whenever you show up, even for an interview, you come out of that interview with something, with a different perspective about something. So it's always good to expose yourself and not to shy away from looking stupid in a room. Yeah, and part of it is pride also, because no one knows everything.
Yes.
We always learn every day. So there's curiosity, consistency, and showing up. So the curiosity is what helps a person to identify areas of lack where you're lacking, and swallowing the pride to learn. So if we are curious about AI, then it will lead to us exposing ourselves in places where they are techies and they are speaking about these things, and they mention something and you can pick it. Yeah, he was on TikTok. And at that time I was like, social media, staki sana. And I now love TikTok. And I can see the power of TikTok. You bought a policy through...
Yes, just because someone was there. And she made it sound so easy. And she made sure that because of her, I can access it easily.
Exactly.
And I know what I'm accessing. And I remember there were this bunch of questions and she showed me how I can go around them. That without her, if I was going straight to probably the big wigs, they would not take me through that.
Sure.
But for her, and I walk with me, ananiambia kumbe hata jina venye umeandika matters. Like they had written 2 of my spouse's names instead of 3. So kumbe that's an issue. Very tiny details.
Tiny. But she's walked through that journey. Yeah, she's walked through the journey. So the curiosity, resilience, and showing up will help young entrepreneurs to learn as much. Have a mentor. The best thing is have a mentor who is ahead of you, someone who is very close to you, and someone you're mentoring as well. So that we can, when you have so much information, you don't know how to pass it down. You might be absorbing, and yet you're not seeing it being practiced.
You actually understand something more when you teach it.
Exactly.
But I don't know how that works, but it's like you get more when you give more.
It's true. And I think also the as I mentioned, that scarcity mentality is what will make us feel, nimelearn kitu, and I don't want to release it because my neighbor will have to know it, and they will compete with me and defeat me. And that's why probably we are not writing books. In exception of authors. Yeah, we don't have enough authors because we have something. We can always learn from each other. Yeah. And I think for us as Africans, we've looked down at ourselves and looked down at our experiences and exposures. Yeah. And we don't think that it matters. Yeah. That's why it can't be written down and passed down to other generations. And tutafufua Mwai Kibaki. Andike kitabu.
Alienda tu hivyo na hiyo a whole book. It would have been a blueprint for others, especially young leaders of now. These Gen Zs, they have nothing. They have very little to learn from what we are seeing, especially the people with the big names. They're such a disappointment, to be honest. So that would have been a person who there would have been a lot to learn from. I hope someone close can even do. They're called autobiography. Someone else.
We need them.
Yeah, just write it for.
Yeah, we need them. Probably
because we were not close to him. We don't know. Yeah.
Probably. I might do one for Kirima.
Yes, please. Please do. And you have access to these people. Yes. How does a person become him? Exactly. And that's why we even have this podcast, the World Podcast.
Yes.
Because every person who has taken that initiative has something to share.
It's true. Very true.
Every single person.
Very true.
It's not only the ones who have made it who are multimillionaires. Yeah. So now you get into social media, you're saying you're not there.
Yes.
You didn't mention how you approached this mentor. Do you think you did something different?
It was not, again, showing up.
Yeah.
I showed up in one of the events we had for Britain.
Oh, okay.
And that is how we met. And we just exchanged ideas, and he was in this pension space. So I have learned a ton of things about pension, pre-retirement trainings, and pension products, and how money compounds. So compound interest is different from simple interest. Yeah. So when you're investing, it's good to ask, is this money compounding, or is this money, and to what duration?
So probably one mention not interest.
Yes.
So tulisoma shule tujui sides.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So pension, when you're starting an IPP, IPP is individual pension plan for people who are in biashara. So you can start an account, and you keep on doing deposits. Mm-hmm. So that when you hit 60, probably you're 30 now, the next 30 years, when you hit 60, that money you can access it so that it can act as a retirement. And that's how we see Wazungu are able to come here when they retire, and they have like an income, a replacement to, they don't have to work anymore.
You think it's genius?
Yeah, we actually think it is genius, but it's money, small monies which are set aside over a period of time, and the money is compounding. So this is what I mean. If you have saved up right now 1 million in your IPP, and you're being given 10% per annum, like the interest, compound interest, in 7 years, that money doubles because of the power of compound interest.
Okay.
So it becomes 2 million.
Okay. In
Yeah,
7
so
years.
that is compounding.
Okay.
When you open a money market fund, you have to ask, is this money compounding daily or monthly? So the banks will tell you, Nini, we do monthly compounding, because you're not able to do the math. Then you're not able to see the differences between those who are telling you that money is being compounded daily and those who are telling you monthly. And I've mentioned pension money compounds annually.
What?
Yes. So
wait.
okay.
So yeah, are you able to tell us which insurance, like pension, compound? All of them compound yearly.
Yes.
Which MMFs compound daily?
So most of them do compound daily. Like if you have an,
I have CIC.
CIC.
Yeah.
Do you have an app?
Yes.
Okay, I use Etika. Shout out to Etika. So the compounding, it's just a simple math. You can actually download a financial calculator on your phone, and if you're saving up probably in the next 4 months, you put square your financial calculator that I want to put this much, probably 10K for instance, every month for 4 months, and then this pengine MMF is giving 12%, 11%, and you're able to do an estimation depending on hapo kwa compounding, useme compounding daily, and you're able to tell in 4 months time how much interest that money would have grown. So it's always, those are small things, I would say, but to some people they don't come naturally.
Yeah.
And
like for me, maths does not come natural. So numbers, even adding, it does not. It's not like words.
Yeah.
Words come so easy.
Yes. So I'm a math person.
Yeah.
Again.
So for you, it just comes.
Yes, and the fact that we have gadgets, and instead of having another app, we can have a financial calculator, so that you can even do projections of probably pension. I'll be setting aside 5K every month for my pension. And this pension, okay, we are here to help you.
Yeah.
So
advantage.
We can always do financial literacy training for your team or you, so that we can take you step by step, review some of the things you have, instruments you have, financial instruments. Either probably you have a policy, or you don't have, or you need one, and probably also an investment, because like MMF are very common
now. Because of social media, and
because
you
of
guys.
social media and the fact that we've been out there preaching.
Yeah.
And it's just a form of earning money which you are not working for. If you have 100K in your MMF, you every month you will be getting around 1K.
Yeah.
It's not much,
but you didn't have it.
You didn't have it. And if it were the same money was in a bank account, it means you're not earning any interest. You'll find your 100K is 100K.
Yeah.
So if you have something which is offering liquidity means that that money can be hard cash. You can translate it very quickly. You can access it, and you have discipline. The money, because there are people who are like, kuna haja nieke pesa kwa hii wallet. Yes, it's compounding daily. I can see it moving in cents and shillings depending on how much I have, but I'm like, it's not better than having it on a M-Pesa account. So when you find such people, those are the ones you have to tell them about the policy, life policy, whereby probably they can have a check off and money is just transferred directly from their account to pay for a policy. So it's not one size fit all.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of
So that's compounded interest.
yes.
Simple ni gani ya bank?
Simple.
No, it's simple interest?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know an instrument which does simple interests.
Mm.
Mostly it's just compound interests. Okay. And actually Albert Einstein said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world because you just leave money there and it grows. It just grows. And the curve, again, going back to the curve, when you draw like a graph like this, compound interest goes like this. Inaanzia hapa, alafu sasa inaenda hivi. It's not like this. It goes like this. So the longer the period of time of investment, even if you're not adding any money in that wallet, the fact that the money is there, then it will just grow. Yeah.
It shines on us all just like the sun.
Yes.
Exactly. Bora umeka, itameesha whatever umeka.
Yes. And that is the aspect tulikuwa tunasema kuhusu business compounds.
Yes.
You might start from here and you're wondering, I can't see anything happening. Yeah. But when you start going up, you go like this because referrals, I love referrals because it's another client who has come in and I have not I've not broken a sweat to look for that person. So business compounds and money should compound. You should have an instrument which compounds your money.
And I think probably something that people might be struggling with when it comes to working with agents or an agency, it's because you think you need to pay extra. I realized that pesa yangu tu when nilikuja nayo hiyo yenye na need for the premiums, for the monthly contributions that I'm giving, that's all I gave.
Yes.
And I didn't even pay to, the agency. Yeah. I paid directly to whoever was insuring. Yes. And I didn't know that. I thought you probably need 10% or whatever. Maybe something also to mention.
Yeah.
Working with an agency does not translate to you paying. Do you do that also?
Yes. So we are all licensed as agents. We are so many of us, probably 10,000 or so. And we are under IRA, Insurance Regulatory Authority. And because we are part of the industry, because of the complexity of the product, it's a promise we sell. So because of that, the regulator sets how we should be paid. So we don't charge up front like you have to give 10%, so that 10% can come to the agent. So the rates are well stipulated, and we have now a policy which will be governing the agents. So things are streamlining very well, and people will come to appreciate the role of agents, the role an agent play, because as a Signworld insurance agency, we give solutions depending on what someone wants. If they want a life policy, I know what company, and I can always sell to you this company for this shida. And if you need a medical cover, then I can source it from this other one. And if your budget doesn't fit this other one, then I can sort it from another company. So we have a wider perspective of the industry, and it's allowed to have such an understanding, because there are some who are strong in something, there are some who does pension very well, and there are some who life hapo ndio iko, and there are some maybe I can be biased. AR, it has the health cares and the hospital, and whenever I give an AR cover, I'm at peace. I'm like, okay, they'll be sorted. But if I give another person, I'll be like, oh, maybe they don't even understand very well. And being in the industry, it helps you to understand. probably this company is struggling and this other one is, so that is the role we play. And it's very important because it acts as your go between person. So very soon will be all of us are going back to school to do diplomas and to as agents. So it's we have been taken care of,
streamlined better.
Yeah, but maybe I can the history when insurance was starting in Kenya. I think some people were their claims were not honored, and there was a lot of mistrust when things were happening. And that's why people were like, insurance, But when you go to companies, like when I was working in Expos Limited, everyone was under WIBA, your work injury benefit. And the law says if you have more than 3 employees, you should have WIBA because of any injury they might have while working.
What?
Yes.
I don't even know that one.
Exactly. So helping SMEs and companies see what are some of the risks we have, and I think we are lenient as a country to implementing laws like such, your WIBA, like employment law and all these other laws which are passed. I think we become reluctant in implementing that. But now we have foot soldiers who are financial advisors or risk and investment advisors who should actually push for this information and compliance. Yeah.
Okay, good. Before we even get to a point where I'm asking you if other young people you see there's an avenue for them to get here. When we were backstage, you did tell me about your why, and I felt it was a really good one. I'd want you to go to it again, like why you started this business. I think we've gotten a bit of that with the life insurance and you starting there.
Yeah.
But there's a deeper why. So why did you even start this business?
Yeah. So I mentioned it was solutions for myself first. So before I give any advice, I test it out, and I'm biased somehow because I might be risk averse. Like I don't want so much risks. There are some who their risk appetite is much higher than they will wataekelea kwa vitu zingine, instruments zingine. For me, I have to test the waters and to pray and to see whether it's a good
and wait it out.
Yes. So that is, I think that was the biggest. But also, when I got into the industry, I saw so many opportunities of in the industry, because we are at only 3% penetration of insurance in the country. So I saw so many aspects of creating opportunities for others. So Fine World is not just me, and I would want it to grow to a place whereby people can come in and see opportunities, find work. So this year we've had 7 interns. It was stretchy. Teaching is not so easy, and training, it's not so easy. But I've also learned it has stretched some of us very, very thin. But now creating opportunities for others to come in and find work, because we have an influx of people who have gone to school but they don't have opportunities. And of course, when you're out from school, you know nothing. You need someone to hold your hand and show you this is how the industry this is a good industry, probably you might get an interest in it. So creating those platforms and opportunities, I love that. I think that is my life goal, to just mentor and create more opportunities for people.
And I love that.
Okay.
Sometimes I think by now, if probably this is your first episode you're seeing, you're hearing this for the first time, but all the guests that have been here, they have had that mention of why, like I was offering a solution, but there's something bigger behind my solution. So for you, empowerment and making sure there are opportunities for young people and training, because you always had that urge to be a teacher, is important to you.
Exactly.
And you don't need to get into business and think,
Yes,
I have to separate myself from what I love or what I feel I'm meant for, the purpose that I'm here to serve, and business, because who cares about my purpose in business? People do care.
They do.
It's what drives you. It's what shines. It shines so bright even before you speak.
Yes.
Because that's who you are. That's your essence.
Yes.
Like it's that part where you came to it's sort of a gap you came to fill.
For sure. Maybe I can add, we've seen on the news my classmates, actuarial science, doing all sorts of things and not having work. And for me, it pains because I know how hard actuarial science is. That thing is monster. It's difficult. Oh my goodness, it's so it's difficult because you learn almost everything. You learn how to program, and to use programming tools, work in R and stuff. It's difficult, and you're stretched to the max because of how hard the course is. And seeing such brainy, and it takes straight A students, seeing a person who would have chosen medicine or law, ending up engineering, ending up on the streets. It pains a lot. And anytime I go to meetings and forums, and we are talking about probably medical insurance for the company, and I mentioned probably by mistake that I've done actuarial science, there's always someone from the crowd saying, by the way, I know so and so, my neighbor whose child did actuarial science, and right now they are at home depressed and they don't have something to do. And I think it's a challenge, ni changamoto to our regulator, IRA, and the industry. Maybe we are not so clear on this brilliance which has been presented to us and how to absorb it in the industry. And we have enough problems to be solved by these brilliant people. NSSF, NHIF, because those are the opportunities.
I used to give money to NSSF. I don't know where my money went. And I went with my ID. They said I'm not in the system. What do you mean? At where is the card you were given when you took NSSF? I don't have it, but I have my ID card that you used to open. How come you don't have it? You know?
Yeah. So such instances, we want to see that brilliance. Like Shifsha, it's
probably makes that brilliant.
And we have actuarial students out there who can come up with, because that is a system issue, we've done programming, which is system. And seeing, I think actuarial science exposes someone to so many aspects, like the accounting bit, the economics bit, the actuarial science bit of it, like mortality rate, the rate at which people are dying or being born, and all those mathematics, because we have like a whole mortality table, which is big, and the probabilities of all these things happening. So if such talents are tapped and opportunities are opened to such people, it would make a big difference in this country.
Usiwaone kama threat.
Kwanza ukiendanga wati uko na straight A's.
Actual science, we've heard that notion where you need to fear actuaries because apparently you're too brainy.
Yeah.
It's brilliance that you need, and if you know a person who
Yes.
you can leverage on,
Yes.
they are seeing things you can't see.
Yes.
They're seeing patterns that you can't see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I agree with that.
Yes.
I want to go back to, because you're now saying you even have like 7 interns. So that means you have costs. Did these costs come with time, or did it come with, did you start off with like, I needed 100,000 to start? Did you need anything when you were starting? What did you need?
So being a service industry, even before I speak about running an agency, I've been in the service industry for quite a while, making hair. And what I needed was to just buy a comb, a wooden comb, which would make sure that the lines are straight when I'm sectioning the hair. So the service industry, you don't need a lot of capital. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need a lot of capital to start. You just need the skill. And the skill was there on YouTube. I did some research and it was easy to start, and just transport to go for house calls. So similar to making hair, making sister locks, service industry, like having an agency, you really don't need a lot of capital upfront. So that really helps. And also the underwriters we sell on their behalf, we are a bigger part and parcel of their operations, because we bring in business on their behalf. We are able to reach places where they are not able to reach sometimes. So we have boardrooms and places to sit in some of their companies. So we receive a lot of support in such sense. So we are not on our own. So anyone can start selling. And actually, selling anything, even cars. If you go to a yard, uende hapa Sifao, Toyota, and you tell them, I have sharp skills in selling. I want to sell. How much do you pay in commission? And they tell you, and it makes you go mad, because you're like seeing the money and you go sell. You really don't need capital as such. We don't need a few millions to buy that car so that you can sell. So sales have been looked down upon as a I call it a skill, because you sharpen it every day. Yet it is the most important. It's the most important skill. Don't be lied to. You need even to sell yourselves. You need to yap about your company. Like when they were doing introductions, I was like, okay, you run the team. Which team? What company? Are you really proud of the company? Even right now, I don't know the company. You see, that's why I was asking questions. And anytime you're given a platform, the first 3 minutes really matter in any conversation. I think it's 3 seconds, because you're given a platform to do a sales pitch.
It's like 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds.
It matters. Say about yourself and what you're really mad about. If it is the company you're doing or the skill you're given, it will come out. It has to come out, and you have to train yourself on how to do it, and to see every other opportunity as an opportunity for you to do a pitch.
I had someone mentioning on TikTok that if you want to be an expert in any skill, probably something for you to consider.
Yes.
You need at least to read 4 books on a topic. So if today you want to be really good in sales, you probably should read 4 books, like the best 4 books in that area, topic area.
Yeah.
And then one on copywriting. I don't remember the name of the copywriting. And I thought, no one has ever said this in my entire life. Why am I knowing this now? Because I read so much, but I read everything instead of one specific area I wanted to grow. And probably something you can take advantage of, whatever it is. If you hear someone speaking of something and you're thinking, wow, they sound so smart, it's probably because they've already read 4 books only. Vitabu nne tu in an area, in a topic. So probably something. So now you as in sales, then you don't need the capital up front. When did you now use money to now make money?
Yes. So when I started off, I was, by the grace of God, I was able to bring in people like to sell policies, and it's an insurance is so wide. It's a wide industry whereby there is motor, and there's some, actually, let me say some are a must, a must have, like motor insurance. If you have a car on our roads, you must have insurance. Either a third party or a comprehensive, whichever, or a monthly one or a annual one, you must have. And now things like WeBuy, if you have a company, so those are mandatory ones. And then there are others which you choose, like life insurance, medical insurance. There are some, SHA is a must if you have a company, and even NSSF, when you're remitting the pension money, it's a must. So I saw a wide array, and you can't be everywhere. You have to have a laser sharp focus in something. So for me, when I started, most of my colleagues, or even people we've started with, they grow in a company, like in the sales team, and then branch off probably in the 4th or 5th year and have their own enterprise or an office. But for me, I was like, okay, an opportunity, an opportunity to employ someone. So I opened I call it a shop to sell motor insurance, because it can be chaotic. Although Megongwa Monday morning, it's a lot of fracas which happen in our roads, and it affects us directly. In case of an accident, then you have to direct the customer to go to a certain garage, and so because of that, I was like, if I get a shop, train someone, have them here, then they'll be able to
take care of business,
cool down the pressure. Because you want to be a one-stop shop for someone. You don't want to be an agent who can't give a solution, a wide solution in the industry. So I saw those as opportunities or a platform to have people. And now the best way to start, according to one of my mentors, was to have an intern train. But now when I got one intern, I don't know how the others came. And it was like, okay, maybe they can ride on the networks I have in the industry, have a different outlook of life and of business, because for an agency, we do sales, and I love sales. And I want everyone who comes to me to see opportunities to actually selling, because we also sell ourselves. And whenever we go for interviews, you're actually selling yourself to these people so that they can see, will they bring value to me? The same, if you're buying a product, you'll be like, will it bring value to me? It's the same thing. So having a better outlook of business and sales, I think that is where I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. Do we need more agents or agencies, or it just depends with where a person comes into this? Like the young people who are watching.
Yes.
what would you advise? Do you start out as an agent, or is there a formula, like a foolproof formula, because you're an outlier? Is that, like, you've mentioned you can use like the boardrooms of the, I don't know what you call them, underwriters. Where would I start today if I'm unemployed and I want to pursue this as a business and I'm young?
For me, I would say jitaka mkutano kwanza. See where you want to be, because sometimes we are pushed into things because of the scarcity mentality, and you're like, okay, you've said people are making money on this route, and then you go to it and you're like, gosh, 6 months in, you haven't sold anything and you don't have a retainer, because we don't have retainers, and you're like, this is not something for me. So it's good to count the cost first before starting out. The first few years are brutal. They are hard. I can't lie to you.
First years need 2, 3.
Yeah, until you get to around 4, 5.
That's when you really reap the benefits.
Yeah, that's when you'll, like Miriam, the one who's
Miriam.
Miriam is about probably 7 or 8 years in the industry.
Really?
Yeah. So, and also your understanding of the products come with time. Because when I started off, the first 2 months, I would call someone, hello, I'm so-and-so. We say I'm so-and-so all the time. So I'm so-and-so, and I sell this product for this company. Would you want to buy? And mtu ananiambia, nataka third party ya Rory. And you're like, okay. Amekuweka kwa deep end. You can say, I don't know. Let me call you back. And now you start searching. What is that party? Nani anauza? What are the categories of cars which are there? 3-ton lorry ni gani? So there's a lot. It stretches you to the max, and you're not making money already. Yeah, because probably by the time you come with an answer, he'll be like, my agent called me. And they have already renewed, because I was on the road too long. I was on the road and I almost got caught by the police. Unaona sasa. So there's a lot of uncertainties in the industry. But for me, when I look at people who I've interacted with and they've been there for a longer period, I can see it's worth the stretch.
Okay. The wait.
Yes, and the stretching, you're stretched to the max. Yeah, so it's I've seen its worth. And also, for me, I love financial literacy training. If I'm able to talk to you and I change your perspective about an investment, or I see you have started an individual pension plan, oh my goodness, that is my joy. I'm like, okay, yeah, this one has changed a life, and I've probably said something which has touched them, and they've seen the sense, and now you become a trusted voice when it comes to money.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a focus in an industry, or even if it is insurance, you're most welcome. The cake is big to go around, and we hope the industry can grow from 3% to probably 6%. The highest in the world is 7% in penetration, or the contribution to the GDP of a country. So it's an industry which is growing so fast. There's fintech, insurtech. So there are so many things which Gen Zs are changing everything. They are doing an overhaul of most of the things. Not necessarily, wacha nisiseme Gen Z, but there's a lot of good changes which are coming. Use of chatbots and AI. And for even people who love tech, they can merge the two. And like when you go to a supermarket, you find majani zimeanzia hapa mpaka huko.
Imagine.
And there are different brands. So we need variety. There's always something you can bring to an industry. But come with an open mind to learning and to exploring and grit. The resilience and the consistency and the persistency you need so that you can grow. Yeah.
I love that. Is this is what you're now doing full time?
Yes.
And it's paying all bills?
Yes. It has to. Lazima work.
I love that. And it's 3 years in. So you didn't even go through all that 5 years in, you know? And you though when you're outlier, we're saying that it's out there. But there's like, you know, you can come into this and set yourself apart because it starts in the brain.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we've seen probably people coming in and you're not able to grow. There are people who are just slow, or people who want to become loyal to selling a certain product. Yeah. So there's a case of someone I know where he sells. Okay, I was in a salon and he walked in and he is so passionate. But he walked in. He sells the strapless bra, the colorless ones. And when he walked in the salon, when he was leaving, everyone was like, Maggie, that guy has a really good heart and a good attitude. But nowadays we don't even wear bras.
Yeah. To selling the wrong product.
For a colorless strap, the plastic ones. And everyone laughed in the salon. And I thought about it and I was like, when we don't think of change, we can change any industry, by the way. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to come and see what is not working and look for solutions. If you can come up with bras where there are some which are just sticking.
Yes. The nipple patch or something.
Nipple patch or any other invention which will make women not wear probably a bra because it's uncomfortable. Then it's a good invention and it helps people to advance. So you can enter any industry. You can disrupt any industry with your invention. You don't have to learn same old things. There are principles in any industry which you have to learn. But again, not everything is cast on stone. And there's nothing new under the sun. You might learn something which is done in Nigeria or Tanzania or Europe or America, probably something you've seen on the TV, and come and try it out. It just calls for guts and the grit and to push and the networks and the selling. You have to yap about whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Awesome. So there's consistency, there's curiosity. So the curiosity brings about the invention. Like you think, it's usually a very small tweak.
Yes.
Very small. Because the AI has always been there. So why is it very famous now all of a sudden?
Yes.
What is that happened? Probably it's because it became an app on its own and it made it was brought to make knowledge very available for anyone. Like I can go to ChatGPT nimwambie nasikia tumbo inaniuma and I get information on that. That helps me.
And I'm personalized.
It helps me go to the health facility and probably ask better questions than I would have. Exactly. So probably that is the one element that is making it. So just making it better, not necessarily something, just what is there that you can make better. I love that because then as a person usikuja ufanya tu vitu zenye Maggie alifanya ama zenye sijui nani alifanya, you can do something different and it's okay. People are hungry for different. very hungry for different. Yeah. So with the curiosity and the consistency, then you have to keep doing it. Say to juu tumesema invention, after every 3 months we may invent. Like, so sometimes people need to be given kunao. They say fast. Not what is it? There's a word we used, I forgot in class. Where like what will not chukua kwanza, and then the ones who come in later. There's a word I've forgotten, we call them. And then now what was it, learning? The grit.
No, they showing up.
Yeah. Just showing up. Show up. You don't know where we met. It was very strange because it was a cocktail and we didn't even think we'd ever meet again.
Exactly.
And then you showed up again at another place and we met again. And here we are.
Yeah.
So the showing up really has its place.
Exactly.
Inakanga kama ni mchezo, but it has its place.
And show up prepared.
Yes.
Don't show up just looking shagla bagla. Yeah. Just make sure that your brain is with you. Be observant. Yes, be observant. Look around. See who you can have a conversation with.
Yeah.
So you're very present wherever you are, and you've made a conscious decision to be somewhere. So that showing up it shows readiness, because if you show up and you don't have like even your body language is not showing openness, no one will approach you. Yeah. So show up, even the greeting, how firm your handshake is, or a bump or a hug.
It's so basic.
It's just basic hygiene. So those are some of the things you have to consider when you're showing up.
I love that. If there's so much you've not talked about, I'm thinking like the products. What products do you go to? Tumeguzia tu kidogo. So we will definitely call you again to just go through products peke yake sasa. What do I need as an entrepreneur? What products do I need? You've mentioned a few. WIBA, the necessary for pension for your people. The shisha, that's like mandatory. So those mandatory things, but you can also come in and talk about these other things like the family trust you are talking about. Kumbe, you don't need millions. So
for sure.
How can we do that? And the investments, and then how to protect these investments.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. Yeah. If we had to go back, and now today you're 20, and like you're looking at the 20-year-old yourself. Are there things you wished you would tell yourself? Is there something you could tell yourself now that would really help her, so that she has a better journey than the one you've had, or just better, easier? Are there those things? And probably a 20-year-old who's watching can also learn from you.
Yeah, I would say be bold. The 3 things again. Consistency, showing up, be present. Those are the things I would tell myself. When I look back, I've seen so many detours in my life. Oh my goodness. I've had hobbies from here to Timbuktu. I've been an artist, as in I can do many things if I choose to. So then drawing and tailoring. At some point during my 3rd year, I went to learn how to make repairs on clothes and how to draw and to play guitar and to do other things. And I've been all over.
We're sisters. Because I understand.
Yes. And it's confusing, because you confuse people and they're like, why don't you just choose one thing? And I'll just be like, enjoy the moment. It will come when it will come. Like I can't imagine that I've been an entrepreneur for more than 5 years now, because I've done hair and now this business for 3 years. That I could stick in a thing for that long. I never stuck in employment more than nowhere I worked more than a year. The longest I worked was 7 months, and for the places I worked in. And looking back, I wouldn't change anything, because all these places just exposed something in me. So just showing up, being bold, enjoying the moment to the max without self-doubting the journey, because being an outlier. And you too were an outlier. You've written novels, yeah? And you're out there making international
You sometimes don't feel like you belong somewhere.
Yes.
And people always question. So, kwanza you're the questioning, yeah?
Yes.
Who exactly are you? What are you doing one moment?
Yeah.
But then I've realized the self-awareness I was talking about, which is very important, that if I'm not creating, I'm not happy. So at any given moment, I need to be on a path to creating something so that my joy can ripple.
Yes.
So that means I can't stay in one thing for too long.
Yeah.
Or it can't be the only thing. Not that I'm not consistent, I'm consistent. Since I started out, I knew I wanted to empower people, I wanted to support people, I wanted people to see themselves fully. Who are you as you, all the things you can get and achieve in this world.
Yeah.
So then I got into NGO, but then I was like, this is not the only thing. I know there's still, I can feel something, there's still more.
Yeah.
And then I see an avenue to help and help. People think help is money, but help also is that platform. You creating this platform has ensured your 7 interns get out of there with experience. Kuna places outapata internship, then you'll never get the experience, then you'll never grow.
Exactly.
So the CBO that I started has impacted so many people in the community, yes, but my team as well is really empowered. People are now talking about, I'm joining international organizations, and we're in Dandora.
Yes.
We are now even hosting a global network. We are in Dandora. So I don't feel like you really have to box yourself. By the end of the day, just don't box yourself.
Exactly. Change is the only constant.
Yeah.
You have to change, you have to evolve. You might confuse so many people, but you don't owe them an explanation, because people want to just fix you in a system or in a category. And some do very well in a box or in a system, but there are some, when you do that, the brilliance doesn't come out. Some of us are late bloomers.
I feel myself like my ember dying. I can feel it going off when I'm doing
consistency. The repetition, there's consistency and there's repetition, because
repetition kills me.
Exactly. Yeah. Because a place I worked for 7 months, oh my God, accounting again. I died every day.
You can't find the energy to wake up in the morning.
I would fight to wake up because I'm like, okay, it's the same thing, the same way over and over again. Madness. Yeah. What is this? Yeah. So I resigned.
So once you know who you are, I think it's really, really important to put yourself where you can grow and flourish and thrive by the end of the day. Yes. Talking of thriving, what does Maggie Thriving and Fine World agency look like? When do you say now we are thriving? What does that picture look like for you?
Yes, so thriving look like creating opportunities for people, especially those who have done actuarial science. I took a vacation to South Africa, and so I met an older guy who was running a consultancy. So I met an actuary, a fully qualified actuary. And I saw that as an opportunity for the young people there through Fine World, going for an exchange and seeing countries where insurance is bought in a supermarket. Ukienda ShopRite in the SA, you can buy
nilijifanya, as in I did a disservice to myself because I didn't see that. I went to ShopRite and I think I just took a Coke. What a disservice I did to myself.
Unaona tu banner, you can buy a last expense cover by this much or with your change. So my desire would be to create a platform for as many as I can, to expose them to what the industry look like, how actuaries work, and those opportunities like such, and bringing back home from countries which are doing very well, those opportunities and those go-to markets, and breaking that barrier of insurance penetration in our in our country. So that is one, like growing people and creating opportunities. The second one would be to grow finances, because we are a business, and business makes profits, and with profits you're able to grow and have assets. So I'm praying to grow to. When I think of growth, I think of minutes. I don't know whether you know minutes.
You think of
minutes?
yes.
Yeah.
It covers my mom-in-law. She's a teacher.
Yes.
Or it used to. I don't know what is happening now.
Yes. So they have a bigger book. Their book value is very big. So it matters servicing the clients, and actually it's an international brokerage.
Okay.
Yeah, which is in our country. So I'm praying that I can grow to that level.
Awesome.
It's an agency, yes, but it can grow to that level where there are branches and outlets, and that translates to many opportunities of employment and growth for these young people, and probably have an advisory like actuarial department where we can come up with products and push products with us.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've seen on your M-Pesa app that you can now buy insurance.
Yes.
It is being pushed, like you can, but again,
by the end of the day, you
don't know what you're buying.
You don't know what you don't know. So it's there. I can see faida anga sijui what amazaya faiba ama what.
Yes.
But I don't concentrate on it because I know I'm going to either Mshwari, Mali, or M-Pesa. Those are the things that someone has talked to me about.
Yes. So the insurance, the advisory bit or financial advisor is very paramount for any person to buy. And even those who have bought something, sometimes they don't even know what they've bought. So having an advisor who comes and reviews your policy and tells you this is what this is saying, because our regulator again had said many years back, when I started the agency, I went through YouTube to see what people have been doing, and I came through one of the clips, and they were saying they would want to grow to a point whereby policy documents, because once you buy, you should get a policy document which stipulates what has been covered, what are the exclusions, that it will get to that point where they will be in Swahili. Of course, Swahili is hard to Nairobians, but I haven't seen any policy so far which is written in Swahili, or in a language that it is a bit easier for commoners to understand. So there's a lot of work which needs to be done, and that is the gap I feel agencies or agents feel like to translate, so that they can, when someone is calling me and they need something quick, fast, I can in 2 sentences tell them this is it, but this is it, this is how it operates, and it will cover you in this way, so it's a good thing you can buy. And you can take my word to the bank and say, anyway, I have something which is curing whatever I wanted to buy for.
Yeah. I love that. I can't wait to see you being there, and we are coming to buy from your shop instead of us having to go through the back and forth, because the back and forth becomes a lot. Like, your first customer wako, the one with 3-ton lorry. third party alikuwa tu akuje akwambie hivyo, ama aende kwa shop anunue aende nayo. Like it doesn't have to be as complicated as we make it. And maybe those are the gaps that need filling. Those are the innovations we need now. Thank you for mentioning that. So as a young person, you already have a space that is waiting for you, you know, like people sometimes think, oh, sasa solution gani? Solutions zote zishasemwa, solutions zote zishafanywa. They're also saying there's nothing new under the sun, but there's always something. So I can't wait to see you becoming all that you can be, creating as many opportunities for young people to thrive and grow and become empowered, and also for us to find you wherever we are, you know, like tuende hapo kwa supermarket na hivyo ukichukua nyanya unachukua pia insurance.
Exactly.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome.
And taking insurance on this other hand with an understanding.
Yes, si kununua tu.
Yes. Niko na insurance, mimi niko na insurance. But when you don't really know what that is, or even I have MMF and you can't answer, or even let me say an investment opportunity, because probably the next episode, sorry, I'm going ahead of myself.
Okay.
The next episode, maybe we can talk of investments and because most people have been duped and they've lost a lot of money because of that quick fast. Hey, I'll make money. You will be, the bus will leave you. And people have invested a lot of money and they come and find out, it was a hoax. It was a pyramid. So how to identify a pyramid, asking those hard questions, how is this return? If you tell me you'll give me 50% interest every month, how am I getting that interest? What are the instruments are you using? And probably go deeper into T-bills, T-bonds, and all that array of assets. Financial assets.
Well, that has to be very soon then, because we do want to know, once we are doing all this work that you're doing, you know, making this money, where is the best place? Because I feel like every person who's coming to us is selling us what they're selling. Is not giving us, this is every single thing. So also this niche, I think. So you only give what you want a person to buy, but then you need choices, you know. Niekea kila kitu, niamue leo nataka tu kula ugali na sukuma. Because of what you said, I think this is better for me to choose. So we'll bring you very, very soon. How can the young people reach out to you, or probably someone who wants the advice or a product? How can they reach out to you?
I'm very active on Facebook, Maggie Muthui, Maggy, Muthui, Muthui. Any question, if you shoot out on Facebook, we will respond. My TikTok is in Arabic, the name, so that can help you, and my YouTube as well. So I'm looking to be very active very soon on this. This has actually given me a lot of courage to have social media presence where I show my face and talk. So thank you for this opportunity.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. Yeah. So my number 0710 270 784. So we do financial literacy training, pre-retirement training for companies. We also give retirement products, the likes of annuities, IDDs, IPP, individual pension plan. We'll talk more about the products later. So mostly risks on how to cover yourself. So that is the insurance, medical insurance, WIBA, and all these other insurance. And then investments. So we work with asset managers in the industry to advise on which investment portfolio someone can have. So MMFs and all these other products, which we will talk about it in the next episode. God willing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I feel so excited for this. I know our young people will have so much to learn from you. And until we bring you up again, thank you so much for making time.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me. And keep shining.
Keep shining too.
Asante.
And thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that we are working with you in this journey and you're trusting us to bring people who add value to your journey as a young person, as wanting to be an entrepreneur, already as an entrepreneur. So we will keep bringing in people who bring that value. If there's someone you want to see here that you've not seen, probably someone who needs to be celebrated, please reach out to us. Let us know who this person is, and for sure we'll bring them on board. Your bold path starts now. Go ahead and thrive.